And a good Wednesday to everybody, the 13th of January, 2021. Thanks for clicking play and checking out the weather with me today. Sorry, no weather yesterday or anything. I had internet problems like crazy. We're looking at the watches and warnings map right now, and folks, we got a strong wind event. It's going to impact the northern Rockies right on into the plains. Wherever you see this brown, right in these areas here. Now, the lighter brown is wind warnings, the darker brown is wind watches. This is nothing to play with, folks. In these areas, North and South Dakota, Montana, parts of Wyoming, Nebraska, Kansas, a little bit of northeastern Colorado. If you're in this light brown, folks, you can have winds of cyclone strength. Okay? And this is going to go on for a couple of days. Now, when I say cyclone strength, you could have winds up to 70, 75 miles per hour. That's hurricane strength. Not saying it's going to happen all the time, but it's very, very possible. It's going to be very, very windy, and this wind event is going to impact the northern Rockies into the plains. Now, also heavy rain and high elevation snow. That's going to subside over the Pacific Northwest area here, where this lighter green is, where you see this in Oregon moving all the way. A little bit of Idaho and up into Washington State. That's a hydraulic outlook. You guys have got swamped with rain and snow here lately. That's a hydraulic outlook. You need to be aware of just how high your water levels get. So there's no river flooding in your areas, because there's a potential for that. Also a potential of maybe a landslide in these areas where it's rained so much. Now, this precipitation is going to move into the northern Rockies, and these strong winds that may impact the region of the northern and central plains, like I say, is happening today, and it's going to go right on through Friday, and you can expect hazardous travel, possible power outages, and property damage. Now, when we move down south a little bit, we see this color, right? Moving up from Alabama, some of Georgia, North and South Carolina, and also a little bit of West Virginia coming down into eastern Tennessee. This is a frost fog warning, a fog freeze warning, folks. This should dissipate by lunchtime today. However, it could linger into early afternoon for some places. So please be aware of this, and please stay safe and careful if you're out and about, which everybody has to do if you have a job and you are currently working and not staying home due to COVID-19. When it comes to severe thunderstorms today, well, it's not going to be too bad, folks. However, though, we do have this chance of some showers occasionally. This is what it's looking like now. Occasionally, we'll have some showers, accompanied possibly by some lightning. They are possible, as you can see, in a corridor across the eastern Gulf Coast states and into the Carolinas. Now, if we have any of this precipitation to happen, it should happen later this afternoon and possibly into the early night hours. Now, my friends, we're over here. We're on Wednesday. This is the NDFD map, of course. I've explained to you guys 1,000 times what this means. All the meteorologists across the U.S. have got together, put together their forecast, and come up with what it looks like is going to be going on. Now, this, of course, is Wednesday at the 12Z run today. As you can see, all of that rain, as I told you, still over in the northwest. You guys, still rain coming down like crazy. When we move over to Idaho, we have a little bit of freezing rain and a chance for some severe storm with the ice and snow maybe to pop out here. Where you see the orange, that's more than likely ice. Now, we'll go to this afternoon. You can see it's going to move across. Now, this low up in Canada is going to swoop down, and moving on over to Thursday, when it gets a little closer to the border, almost there, not quite, all this cold air is going to come down from it, and it's going to change a lot of this rain to snow, as you can see. Now, by 6 a.m. Thursday morning, ice. Look at all of the ice over in Minnesota. This is a chance. More than likely, you're going to have some ice, okay? But some of this is going to mix in with some rain as well as snow. Now, we do see some snow, but it's a lighter blue. It's not going to be that much. By Thursday at 12 noon, we can see over here, we got snow over in these areas here, but we do have that mix lightly going on now in Minnesota, also parts of Iowa and Wisconsin. By Friday, look here, looking like snow up in Maine. Well, here's a good example. As of now, it's looking like, you see the snow here, but I want to stress it's not that much. South China, Maine, looking like highs in the 30s and lows in the 20s today through Friday. Now, by Saturday night, it's going to warm up a little bit. Maybe Saturday you should see around 42, 43 degrees, and you do have a small chance of snow. But what's going to happen is it's going to turn into mostly rain and move on out, and that's going to be the end of it. Heavier snow, however, by the 12Z run on Friday should be happening in parts of Minnesota, parts of Wisconsin, and also parts of upper Michigan, with a combination of probably a little bit of ice likely moving into it. Now you can see this is the low that's come down from Canada that's going to bring this across. We have high pressure over here. We also have some light rain chances in the Florida Panhandle, Alabama, and Georgia, with another low pushing in that atmospheric river. By the way, that atmospheric river, you know how long it is and where it starts and where it's coming from? All the way from the Philippines all the way across to the U.S. So, looking like the Northwest, you're going to stay wet for a while. As we look at my future radar, if you're into the weather, please subscribe, click that bell, and check off all to ensure you get all my latest videos. We'll turn it on. You can see what's happening right quick. Here we go. High wind warnings over Montana, as I've showed you, in portions of northern and central plains. Above average temperatures should be across the northern tier of the country. Now, rain and snow and wind down across the Pacific Northwest today, as they're associated with this shortwave trough. It's deepening and crosses the northern Rockies and plains. This deepening is going to lead to a tightening pressure gradient at the surface, and that will increase winds for the region through tomorrow. Now, the high wind watches and warnings are currently in effect for an area spanning across Montana, as I've showed you. The front range and the northern and central plains. Now, a potent mid-latitude cyclone will traverse southern Canada as it swings its associated frontal boundaries across the Great Plains and Midwest through tomorrow, before another low develops and becomes dominant over the upper Midwest by Friday. Now, there's an increasing signal for a late week winter weather event as this aforementioned area of low pressure deepens and stalls itself out over the upper Midwest. Now, as I have said, I've showed you what it looks like as of now. It will probably change if my internet holds out. I'll be sure and keep this updated to its severity levels. Temperatures, they should remain well above average across the northern central plains today as an upper level ridge moves across the region and towards the northeast. Now, highs and lows may be 40 degrees above average for some places, extended from the Dakotas to central Kansas, though it's important to note that the warm won't particularly be hazardous, since the temperatures will only peak in the 50s and 60s during the day and 20s and 30s overnight. Nonetheless, high and low temperature records may be broken through tonight. Now, the Northeast, it's going to experience a late week warm-up. I'll take it, a late week warm-up, as this upper level ridge shifts into the region. Have a good day, a safe day, a blessed day. Thanks for everything you do for me, folks. I love you and I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. May each and every one of you have much peace, love, and kindness in your life today and the days ahead. Thanks for watching.